Today I'm going to remind y'all of a question for a free tea, reveal the books I bought this week, and somewhere on this episode is a mystery pop-up segment. Where will it be? Hey everyone! Now this month is also National Cleft Palate Craniofacial Awareness Month. Now craniofacial anomalies are a diverse group of deformities in the growth of the head and facial bones. Anomaly is a medical term meaning irregularity or different from normal. These abnormalities are present at birth and there are numerous variations. Some are mild, some are severe, and some need surgery. Some craniofacial anomalies are associated with anomalies elsewhere in the body, which can be serious. Some of the most common types of craniofacial anomalies include the following. The first is cleft lip and or cleft palate. Now this is a separation that happens in the lip or the palate, or both. A cleft lip and cleft palate are the most common congenital craniofacial anomalies seen at birth. And then next is cleft lip. This is an abnormality in which the lip does not completely form. The degree of the cleft lip can vary greatly from mild or to severe. And what I mean by mild to severe, mild meaning notching of the lip, and severe meaning large opening from the lip up through the nose. And then next is cleft palate. Now this happens when the roof of the mouth does not completely close, leaving an opening that can extend into the nasal cavity. The cleft may involve either side of the palate, and it can extend from the mouth, from the front rather of the mouth, which is the hard palate, to the throat, which is the soft palate. And the cleft may also include the lip. And the next is craniosynostosis. This is a condition in which the sutures, or the soft spots in the skull of an infant, close too early. This causes problems with normal brain and skull growth. Premature closure of the sutures may also cause the pressure inside the head to increase and the skull or facial bones to change from a normal symmetrical appearance. Alright, next is hemifacial microsomia. This is a condition in which the tissues on one side of the face are underdeveloped. This mostly affects the ear, mouth, and jaw areas. Sometimes both sides of the face can be affected and may involve the skull and the face. Hemifacial microsomia is also known as golden arch syndrome, brachial arch syndrome, facio-auriculovertebral syndrome, or oculo-auriculovertebral spectrum, or lateral facial dysplasia. The next is vascular malformation. This is a birthmark or growth present at birth that is composed of blood vessels. It can cause functional or aesthetic problems. Vascular malformations may involve multiple body systems. There are several types of malformations, and they are named according to which type of blood vessel is mostly affected. Vascular malformations are also known as lymphangiomas, arteriovenous malformations, and vascular gigantism. And the next is hemangioma. Now, hemangioma is an abnormally growing blood vessel in the skin that may be present at birth and may resemble a faint red mark or appear in the first month after birth. Now, hemangioma is also known as a port wine stain, strawberry hemangioma, and Salvin patch. And then lastly is deformational or positional plagiocephaly. This is a misshapen or asymmetrical shape of the head from repeated pressure to the same area of the head. And plagiocephaly literally means oblique head, from the Greek plagio for oblique and cephaly for head. Now, I personally know some folks that have some of these conditions, and I know some folks that either have children or family members with this condition, and I just want to say right now, I love y'all, and this mystery pop-up segment is for y'all. Alright, this is a cleft palate craniofacial awareness comic hero tee, and if you would like one, you can find them on the new site, or the new home rather, of Comic Hero merch, and that's my Shopify account, which you can see down below. And I will they're $20, and I will donate half of each purchase to the American Cleft Palate Craniofacial Association. All right, about 2 weeks ago, there were some books that I decided I wanted to read but I couldn't find them at Excalibur Comics, so I ended up going on mycomicshop.com and I found them. And there are 5 of them, and I'm going to go ahead and reveal what those books are right now, so here we go. First up is Eddie Brock Carnage #1. Eddie Brock Carnage #2. Eddie Brock Carnage #3. Eddie Brock Carnage #4. And finally, Star Trek Lore War. Alright, with those 5, that brings the total number of comics I've bought since December of 1997 to 13,824. You just watched. How y'all doing? I'm Victor, and you are watching a Comic Hero Show. Now kick that intro. Of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host Victor Nunley, and I am the Comic Hero. The summer of superheroes continues, and on this episode, it's all about the Batman villain who saw the light, or, well, sorta. Harley Quinn. Now I'm going to touch base more on her later on, but for right now, this is an abbreviated version of the Comic Hero Show. I'm not going to give away a free t-shirt. I'm not going to feature a Throwdown Showdown segment or an Any Questions segment. I'm going to table those for the next episode. But I will remind y'all of the previous question that I asked. And I'm going to give away a free t-shirt on episode 531, which I'll do later this week. Alright, here's the question. Which U.S. city were Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster living in when they created Superman? Was it A, Cleveland, B, Los Angeles, or C, New York? Alright, here's the hints to help. The first hint is that this city's official motto is progress and prosperity. The second hint, this city's area code is 216. The third hint, famous people from this city are Drew Carey, Tracy Chapman, Halle Berry, Isabella Merced, and the late, great Wes Craven. And then the fourth hint, this city is the first city to be lit by electricity and the first to have free mail delivery. The fifth hint, Alan Freed, a DJ in the city, coined the phrase rock and roll on his radio station in the early 1950s. The sixth hint, and this is a dead giveaway, especially if you're familiar with either the city or the state or history as a whole. This city is home to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The seventh hint, the Drew Carey Show was set in this city. The eighth hint, Major League, Major League 2, and A Christmas Story were all set in this city. And the ninth and 10th hint are for all you sports nuts out there. Alright, here's the ninth hint. This city had a WNBA team from 1997 to 2003 and was recently named to start a new team set to begin play in 2028. And then the 10th and final hint. In 2016, this city's NBA team gave this city their first major sports championship since their NFL team last did so in 1964. Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in a drawing for a free tee on next week's episode of the show. Okay, so with all that being said, let's get to the comics I bought this week. Comic books I bought this week. All right, here we go. First up is Absolute Superman number 9. Action Comics number 1088. Aquaman number 7. Batman and Robin number 23. Really excited about this one. Captain America number 1. Doctor Strange of Asgard number 5. Also excited about this one. Really excited. Fantastic Four number 1. Green Lantern Corps number 6. Laura Kinney, Wolverine number 8. Miles Morales, Spider-Man number 35. Radiant Black number 35. Red Hulk number 6. Supergirl number 3. Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion number 2. And finally, The Uncanny X-Men number 17. Alright, that's 15, which brings the total number of comics that I've bought since December of 1997 to 13,839. Alright, well, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Here's a question again for a free tee for episode 531. Which U.S. city were Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster living in when they created Superman? Was it A, Cleveland, B, Los Angeles, or C, New York? Alright, here's the help. The first hint is that this city's official motto is progress and prosperity. The second hint, this city's area code is 216. The third hint, famous people from this city are Drew Carey, Tracy Chapman, Halle Berry, Isabella Merced, and the late great Wes Craven. The fourth hint, this city is the first city to be lit by electricity and the first to have free mail delivery. The fifth hint, Alan Freed, a DJ in this city, coined the phrase rock and roll on his radio station in the early 1950s. The sixth hint, and this is a dead giveaway, this city is home to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The seventh hint, also a dead giveaway, the Drew Carey Show was set in this city. The eighth hint, Major League, Major League 2, and A Christmas Story were all set in this city. The ninth hint, this city had a WNBA team from 1997 to 2003, and was recently named to start a new team set to begin play in 2028. And then the 10th and final hint, in 2016, this city's NBA team gave the city their first major sports championship since their NFL team last did so in 1964. Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in a drawing for a free tee on episode 531. Alright, on this episode, it's all about Harley Quinn. Now, Harley Quinn's real name is Harleen Frances Quinzel, and she was created by Paul Dini and Bruce Timm for the Batman the Animated Series cartoon that premiered in 1992. And the first episode that she appeared in was an episode called Joker's Favor on September 11th, 1992. Her first comic book appearance was in the Batman Adventures, which is a non-canon book. Now, the Batman Adventures was a series that served as a cutting room floor for Batman the Animated Series. And then her first canon comic book appearance was in Batman Harley Quinn #1 in October of 1999. Now, her abilities is that she's a highly skilled gymnast and acrobat, has a PhD in psychology, has enhanced strength, agility, reflexes, stamina and durability, toxic immunity, underwater breathing, and access to any and all gag weaponry. Now, her notable aliases besides Harley Quinn are Dr. Harleen Quinzel, which was also what she went by before she became Harley Quinn, Holly Chance, and Dr. Jessica Seaborn. And her affiliations have been the Suicide Squad, Gotham City Sirens, the Secret Six, the Justice League, and currently the Batman family. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't say more about when Harley Quinn was on Batman the Animated Series. I can't say that without mentioning the fact that she was voiced by the late, great Arlene Sorkin. And she's also appeared on other forms of media. She starred in both Suicide Squad and The Suicide Squad, and was played by Margot Robbie on both of those movies. And then she also has her own animated series on HBO Max, in which she is voiced by Kaylee Cuoco. I'll be honest with you. When I first started watching Batman the Animated Series, when it first came on in 92, I didn't really like Harley that much. But then when she became a comic book character, more and more, I saw less and less wrong in her. I mean, in terms of the character, not in terms of her demeanor. I mean, I started liking her more and more, and even more so now. Alright, this is a Harley Quinn Comic Hero tee. If you would like one, you can find them on the new home of Comic Hero merch, and that's Shopify. There's my account down there. They're $20, and if you want one, go buy one. And then also, I'm still adding some more products on there, but my Shopify account is open to the public. So if you want to go and buy something else, or even a Harley Quinn Comic Hero tee, go ahead and do so. Alright, here's the road ahead for the show. The Summer of Superheroes rolls on. In episode 531, in anticipation of the forthcoming movie, I'm going to show some love to Marvel's first family, the Fantastic Four. Then on episode 532, I'm going to show some love to Batman's on-again, off-again flame, Catwoman. Then on episode 533, because it's Spider-Man month, I'm going to show some love to the OG Spider-Man, Peter Parker. And then for the rest of the month, I think I'm going to do one more episode. I'm going to do one more episode for the month of August, and then I'm going to take a break till September. Now, the main reason I'm doing this is because of, well, I'll just go ahead and say it. Meet me at the Shreveport Convention Center on August the 22nd through the 24th, which is the site of the 10th annual GeekCon. I will be a vendor there. There's going to be a lot of other great vendors. There's going to be a lot of great guests there as well. And just recently named, Patrick Renna, who played Ham in The Sandlot, will be a guest there. If you're unfamiliar with who Ham was, he had that line in The Sandlot. He said, "You're killing me, Smalls." That guy. And there's also going to be some other great guests. Holly Marie Combs, Dorian Gregory, and Brian Krause from Charm will be there. Both Jason Lee and Ethan Suplee from both Mallrats and My Name is Earl will be there. Big Papa Pump himself, Scott Steiner, will be there, and then the actors that played the Turtles in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie in 1990 will all be there. Oh, and also the actor that plays Shredder will be there too. So y'all come, and then also meet me at the West Monroe Convention Center on November 8th. That is the site of the second annual Louisiana Delta Comic Con, and a poster has just. I just ended up getting my own poster, so check it out. And I can't wait to see y'all there. And again, y'all come. Man, I tell you, I really love doing this show. I really love it. I mean, any and every week I get to do it. I mean, it's always a blessing, and I hope that I'm a blessing to y'all. All right, if you're watching this for the first time on YouTube, welcome. As soon as you're done, go on YouTube and hit subscribe. If you're watching this on the Comic Book Lovers Facebook page, welcome. And as soon as you're done, go on YouTube and hit subscribe. And if you're watching this on the Louisiana Delta Content Careers Facebook page, welcome. And as soon as you're done, go on YouTube and hit subscribe. All right, I'm Victor Nunley on the Comic Hero. I'll see you next week, or rather later this week, for episode 531. So until then, be safe, be blessed, be a hero.